back to the vlog. First things first, the solo hike video that I've been working on is finished. I think the video turned out very well. You'll be watching that much sooner than you might think. If you've seen any of my solo videos though, you will know what to expect. It is that fair. It's an hour and a half. How long is it? Hour and 34 minutes. I think it turned out very well. It's very entertaining. Also, I shot in 30 frames per second this time. Why? I don't know. I just wanted to see what it was like. It's okay. I prefer 24 frames per second, but it was nice to change it up and see what 30 looks like. I don't know, should I try a 60? I should probably try a 60 at some point. Okay, so it is almost the end of the year, and I was thinking about how many good video games I played all the way through this year. Death Stranding 2, this has the best graphics of any video game I have ever seen, and has one of the most out of left field, fantastic, wonderful, just delightful scenes in the history of visual media. Just so bizarre, out of nowhere, and it gets better with every viewing. Highly, highly recommend this game. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, very short and sweet, but so satisfying, so much fun to play, and it's all wrapped up so neatly with this beautiful bow, and I'm not gonna say exactly what I'm talking about, because if you play it, I want you to have the delight in experiencing the surprise that I'm talking about. At the end, there's something that's just so perfect. Donkey Kong Bonanza, just what a game, man. It is the most smiles per second video game I've maybe ever played. There's always something to do. You can just bust through everything, and it ends with like an hour and a half of just Donkey Kong Bonanza. Actually, Andrew watched me play through the end of this game on Game Chat. It was so much fun. What a delight. We're gonna watch Brian play through this during Thanksgiving. Oh, it's gonna be great. Mario Kart World. A little bit disappointing, actually. I prefer my Mario Karts to have 3 laps around a well-defined track. But when you play this game, it's mostly just driving on the highway and doing 1 lap on these really nice courses. Props to them for trying something new, but it just didn't really work for me. That being said, the 10 to 15 hours I spent playing this game, very, very fun. Loved it. Although everybody's talking about how good the music is, I don't even remember hearing the music. There's too much else going on in these Mario Kart games. I can't hear the music. Final Fantasy Tactics, The Ivalice Chronicles. Final Fantasy Tactics is a top 10 video game of all time. And the voice acting in this is superb. I listened to every line. Normally I just skip through the voice acting. I just read it. I listened to every line. It's too late. I saw everything. Cannot recommend this game enough. Wonderful. And then finally, I played all the way through Minish Cap. This game is awesome. What a Zelda game. I think it's the best Game Boy Advance game. Easily the best Game Boy Advance game. And of course, I played it on the Analog Pocket, which I have talked about previously. I love this little system. What a renaissance it had this year for me. This year has actually been like the year of video gaming for me. My interest in video games kind of waxes and wanes. But this year in particular, I've been really into it and really enjoying it. Another system I have really enjoyed this year is the Steam Deck. I actually don't play that many PC games on here, but I do play PlayStation 5 Remote Play on this beautiful OLED screen and Wave Race 64 on emulation. However, just 2 days ago, I picked up Kingdoms of the Dump. This is a Steam JRPG that was in development for years now. It's been on my radar for a very long time, partially because it's a JRPG in the 16-bit style, and you know I'm all about that. But another big reason is that the music is by this guy named William Cage. I initially found out about him because he made these Super Nintendo sound fonts, which is basically just taking sounds from different Super Nintendo games and then ripping them somehow so that you can use them in audio programs. And I have used those in my music occasionally. But just in his own right, he is a fantastic composer and makes pitch perfect SNES JRPG sounding music. Listen to this overworld theme. Oh, come on! Come on, man! That is an overworld melody. My God, come on, man. Kingdoms of the Dump. The game is trash themed, which I know is a little weird, but it works, man. It's delightful. Look at that. Oh, that's nice. They got the nice turn-based combat. Come on, man. Time to text. Oh, wow. And now you might be thinking to yourself, Robbie, what about the Switch 2? You're talking about all these systems. You haven't even mentioned the Switch 2. That came out this year. Switch 2, a little bit disappointing. This screen, while it is gigantic and very bright and very colorful, it is not a very good LCD screen. And even if this was a top-of-the-line LCD that didn't have a bunch of ghosting, it still can never match just the beautiful image of OLED. And I know you're probably thinking, Robbie, they're not that much different. And I get it. And me complaining about this, it's just like, oh, Robbie, shut up. But I stare at video all day, every day. And I'm looking at the details of video all day, every day. I can't unsee these things anymore. So I don't feel buyer's remorse because Nintendo has me over a barrel, and if I want to play their exclusive games, I have to get the latest system. Donkey Kong Bonanza, loved it. Mario Kart World, mostly loved it. Metroid Prime 4, gonna love it. But as far as the system itself, if it weren't for those exclusive games, I would not have bought it. And I would not recommend buying it unless you want those exclusive games. If you want a super good handheld, just get a Steam Deck. And I would say that even if you're a physical game collector, just about every Switch 2 game is not actually a physical game. It's just a code on a little cartridge. I'm not even gonna get into that, but if you wanna collect physical games, you should stick with the PS5, and if you want a portable, get a Steam Deck. Plus, if you got the PS5, you can remote play your physical games to the Steam Deck. What a combo. So good. Okay, and now it is time to vacuum this room. I've talked about this many, many times before, but I love cleaning up after I finish a project. Whenever I finish a video, I clean up my workspace, I get all the files put away and archived. That is just such a satisfying feeling. If I have a superpower, it's that I have an insatiable need to finish things. I could not enjoy myself until I got my homework done. The homework had to get done. Sometimes I would put it off, but all of that time that I was putting it off, I would be miserable, and I would always eventually get it done. The fortunate thing now is I love doing what I do. I love editing videos, but that same need to finish things is still there. So I have that internal pressure to do it, but also while I'm doing it, I enjoy it. It's not like the homework days where I had the internal pressure, but I hated doing it. Oh, well, that's horrible. I don't wish that on anybody. Anyway, let's get this place vacuumed. Okay, that will do it for today's vlog. Thank you very much for watching. What was I gonna say? Oh, one more thing. Whenever I travel, I like to find independent video game stores, and I will always buy a cheap cartridge to support independent video game stores. I don't know how any of them are still in business, but bravo to them, props to them, because they're so much fun to go through and look around. I bought a Japanese copy of Mario Tennis for the Nintendo 64, and there is a very good reason why I bought this. You might be able to guess, but it will have to wait until next vlog. Until then, hope you have a good one. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. I forgot to turn the microphone on. But this is from Steve. Robbie, I picked this bad boy up in Osaka on a recent trip to Japan. I know how much you love video games, so I hope it fits you. Thank you for the thousands of vlog videos, AA videos, and the amazing music you create. Take care, Steve. Steve, this is awesome. Super Potato, super cool video game shop. I've been to the one in Akihabara and the one in Osaka. They're both super fun. The Tokyo one's especially fun because it's got multiple levels and it's super cramped in there, and especially if you've never been to Japan, it will be sensory overload and it will be so much fun. But maybe don't buy the games there. You should go out into the suburbs and go to a Book Off, your Hard Offs. Any of those used shops are gonna be much cheaper. Don't really shop in Akihabara, just have fun in Akihabara. Anyway, Super Potato, Steve, thank you very much. This is awesome. All right, this is from Ronald. Let's check out the note. Oh, nice stickers, some NASA stickers. Come on, man. Your videos have been a consistent source of joy and positivity, and for that, I'm incredibly grateful. Regards, Ron. I'm very glad that these videos do something for somebody. It's a wonderful thing when you have something to give that you enjoy giving and other people enjoy receiving. It's like I enjoy being fed by people, and I don't know what it is. Like I'm not even talking about this. For some reason, whatever karma I have built up from past lives, people are always feeding me. They're always giving me free food, they're always giving me their leftovers, and maybe it's partially because I always am willing to accept them. And maybe it's partially because I'm very delighted to eat food. People have given me food like my whole life. It's kind of weird. Anyway, cheese crisps. Wow, this is a whole bag. This is a Costco size bag, man. We got the cheese sticks. Oh, come on. Reese's Puff Bar. And then finally, the Harvest Snaps. I'm going to be, sometimes people send things that I have to prevent myself from eating before we go on a trip. And these Reese's Puff Bars are going to be difficult. Am I gonna eat one of these right now? Anyway, thank you very much, Ron. These are delightful.
When we first started backpacking, there were no GPS apps. And I really miss that feeling of never knowing exactly where you are. So for this trip, I decided to print out a map. Unfortunately, I could not get my computer to print in color, and I cannot read this. So I decided to draw my own map with a little help from my cat, and I used this to hike in the Cranberry Wilderness. And hopefully that'll give a feeling of just really feeling like you're in the wilderness. Let's go! Wow. Wow, this is gonna be great. First impressions though, a little bit colder than I expected. We're like 2 minutes away from the trailhead. Let's get to the trail. All right, I think that's it right there on the left. Okay, time to get everything packed up and ready to go. And it is slightly drizzling, but I did come prepared, so no problem. We just gotta dress for the weather. Gonna keep my map stored right here for now. Wallet, keys, cell phone, got everything.